I walked down a long, stone driveway to the field, carrying my helmet and my cleats tied tight. I was ready for my first tackle football practice. I was in 4th grade. I was about average height and weighed below average. I was ready to tackle this new sport and make new friends. Practicing on the same field as kids as old as 8th grade, I was the underdog. After missing the first week of practice from being sick, I just followed along in drills to blend in and not get yelled at. That's when Tom O'Connor, a 6th grader who was huge and was the starting running back, hit my arm and said, "Good work, man, keep it up." Tom was my sister's best friend, so I always looked up to him. He was tall and stocky, had blonde, shaggy hair, and had a smile that you could notice from across the field. He was one of the coolest kids in school, and one of the most athletic, so of course I wanted to be just like him. From that practice on, I knew Tom O'Connor would impact my life. As years went on, he continued to charm all the girls with his huge smile and goofy attitude, win championships in every sport, and be my idol. He transferred entering 7th grade to a different private school, Shadyside Academy, a school where his mother worked and could go for free, and where he would eventually go to high school. Luckily, he had twin brothers a year younger than me that I would become friends with and play sports with. Between the twins, they shared every attribute that Tommy possessed. We continued as friends, and I often went to their house to hang out, where I would see Tom and get to compete with sports with him just like old times. Tommy did not change, even at his new school that had a lot of wealthy, snobbish kids. Although Tommy's family was very wealthy and straight from Ireland, he came from a background that anyone else would boast about, but never Tommy. I cherished every moment I could get with him, because I never knew when I was going to see him again. Luckily, the Steelers made it to the playoffs in the 2012-2013 season, my 7th grade year, Tommy's freshman year in high school. The O'Connors hosted a playoff party to watch the big game. I hung out with the twins and other friends closer to my age, but got to sneak into conversation with the older guys, including Tom. I asked him every question after question about high school and sports, and he nicely answered all of them with no attitude. Smiling and giggling about my questions, he made it a better conversation than I ever expected. Typical Tom, I thought. Before leaving, I made my round of goodbyes and eventually made it around to Tom, gave him a handshake and caught a glimpse of that smile that could change your world. Walking out, all I can think about was, man, I want to be just like Tom. Time went on and life was normal. I sat in science class in 7th period, just like every day. My friend left class to get a drink down the hall when he saw another friend's mom walk into the office crying, he told us. That's when Aiden, the mom's son, was called to the office for a dismissal. We talked back and forth trying to guess what happened or why his mom was so emotional. It's probably a family matter or something, no big deal. My brother and I got off the bus together like we did every day. It was a sunny day with few clouds in the sky, a nice day to have a great day. Walking up the driveway, I saw my sister Bridget had her boyfriend Colin over to our house. We walked up the steps to see Bridget, Colin, and my other sister, Mackenzie, who was Tommy's best friend growing up, sitting in the family room. With 2 couches and 2 recliners to sit on, they sat on the fireplace and center table, 2 uncomfortable places to sit, and that is when I knew something was up. I looked at them and no one said anything, but they all had slight tears in their eyes. I froze. Thoughts rushing through my head weakened my knees. Mom? Dad? Someone in our family? What happened? I thought. Mackenzie looked at me and struggled to mumble words I will never forget. Tom O'Connor killed himself. Chills. I was speechless. It felt like I just got hit by a train. I couldn't feel my body. No, not Tommy, I thought. The happiest kid with the biggest smile in the school, dead, under his own will. I couldn't believe it, nor did I want to. Shortly after hearing the news, my mom called the house asking to talk to me. "Are you okay?" she murmured. I lost it. Tears flooded my face like a dam just broke. She knew my idolization of Tommy. She knew I always wanted an older brother, and Tommy let me feel like he was my older brother. I thought today, April 11, 2013, will be with me forever. Several days later, the funeral mass was held at St. Mary's Church, the parish we went to school and called home. A church that could hold over 1,000 people was filled to the max. No seats remained. People even stood, all for a freshman in high school. Looking around at friends, family, and strangers, everyone knew they lost a great person. The chills remained with me throughout the whole mass. A freshman in high school, my idol, was rolled up the aisle in a casket with his family alongside. A thing no parent wants to do. Every parent in the church winced and appreciated their families a little more. Mrs. O'Connor went to the microphone and rambled off several nicknames Tommy had, bringing a smile to everyone, just like Tommy would have. His older brother Matt, then a junior in high school, took his turn on the microphone to highlight his times with Tommy that showed the typical goofiness. Exposing things Tommy liked, like the music he had to play in the morning on the way to school, enlightened everyone for a slight moment. Tommy's favorite song, Ho Hey by the Lumineers, played as the family pushed their 15-year-old son out of the church. The whole crowd mourned. I had to say my final goodbye to the kid I always wanted to be like. I knew that week would change me for the rest of my life. No one really knew why though. After several days and a couple weeks went by, rumors started trying to find answers. A Twitter account was created by kids in his school to mock and poke fun at other kids throughout their high school. One problem: the account was busted and brought to the school. Who was to blame? Tommy. Facing possible expulsion and hatred from classmates, Tommy felt hopeless. Feelings of disappointment rushed through his head. The kids that were his classmates were now bullying Tommy to the point where he could not take it anymore. They took advantage of a kid who was one of the nicest kids in school, so easy to make him feel guilty. With a deeper meaning and appreciation, I knew other people struggled too. After hearing the news, I promised myself to make a change. I focused on talking more sensitively to them, never aware of what they are going through. In addition, I look to help those struggling and maybe make a difference in their life, because you never really know what they are going through. Tommy's story continues to give me chills as I sit in class in college. Ho Hey continues to be more than just a song. A symbol for more than a boy has changed the way I approach life. Tommy O'Connor is not just a boy. Tommy O'Connor is the reason I grew up and changed my life. Tommy O'Connor will be with me forever.